Hello, how do we find the value of x and y in this equation? So let's call this equation 1 and let's call this equation 2. So we are going to subtract these two equations. So we have x plus square root of y plus minus this guy square root of x plus y equals 11 minus 7. So this is going to give x plus square root of y. When we open this bracket, we are going to have minus square root of x minus y equals 11 minus 7, that is 4. So let's write this equation. So we are going to have x minus y plus square root of y minus square root of x equals to 4. X can be written as square root of x all square. So we are going to have square root of x all square for this guy minus y also can be written as square root of y all square. So we have square root of y all square. But let us pull out minus out of these two guys. So we are going to have minus into square root of x minus square root of y equals to 4. Because minus times square root of x, we have minus square root of x. Minus times negative square root of y, we have plus square root of y. So nothing has changed. So let's proceed further. Now, we have to record one property, that is a square minus b square is the same thing as a plus b times a minus b. So by comparing this guy with this guy, so we observe that a is square root of x and b is square root of y. So imposing this condition to this guy, so we are going to have square root of x plus square root of y times square root of x minus square root of y minus this guy, so we have square root of x minus square root of y, which is equals to 4. Let's proceed further. If we observe that square root of x minus square root of y is common, so let us pull it out. So we are going to have square root of x minus square root of y, open bracket, this guy we have square root of x plus square root of y minus 1 equals to 4. We have to consider 4. 4 can be written as 4 times 1, or we write it as 1 times 4. We can also write 4 as 2 times 2. So we are going to consider each case. So let's consider when 4 equals to 4 times 1. So we are going to have square root of x minus square root of y times this guy. We have square root of x plus square root of y minus 1 equals to 4 times 1. So this implies square root of x minus square root of y equals to 4. And square root of x plus square root of y minus 1 equals to 1. So let us add these two equations. So we're going to have square root of x plus square root of x, that is 2 square root of x minus square root of y plus this guy gives 0. So we are left with minus 1, which is equals to 4 plus 1, that is 5. Let's write this equation. We are going to have 2 times square root of x equals to, when this guy comes here, we have 5 plus 1, which is 6. So let's divide both sides of this equation by 2. So we have 2 cancels 2, we have square root of x equals to 3. So let's square both sides of this equation. We are going to have square root of x all square equals 3 square. So this takes care of this guy. We have x equals to 9. So this is the value of x. Now to obtain the value of y, so let's plug in a value of x here into equation 2. So we are going to have square root of 9 plus y equals 7. Square root of 9, that is 3. So we have 3 plus y equals 7. Rewriting this guy, we are going to have y to be equals to 4. So therefore x equals to 9 and y equals to 4 for the first case. If we try to do it for 1 times 4, we are going to arrive at the same answer, that is x equals to 9 and y equals to 4. So now let's check for case 2. When 4 equals to 2 times 2, what do we have? Let's check. So we are going to have this square root of x minus square root of y times this guy square root of x plus square root of y minus 1 equals, instead of writing 4 times 1, we are going to write 2 times 2. So we have 2 times 2. So this implies square root of x minus square root of y equals 2. And this guy also, square root of x plus square root of y minus 1 equals 2. So let us add these two equations. Square root of x plus square root of x, that is 2 square root of x, minus square root of y plus square root of y, that is 0. So we are left with minus 1 equals to 2 plus 2, that is 4. So when we write this guy, we are going to have 2 square root of x equals to 5. So let's divide both sides of this equation by 2. So you will observe that square root of x equals 5 over 2. But this guy is not an integer. So this is not the required solution. So therefore, our value of x is equals to 9 and y equals to 4. So this is the required solution.